Welcome back from the break. Having to wake up to an ill father is something many of us would prefer not to think about. When a loved one suffers, it's time for everyone to reach out deep into themselves and find that inner strength and willpower to tide them through the rough times. Apollo, what keeps you going through this situation?
The faith that we really have, that God will heal him, and the prayers. We really have the hope that our father will be fine. But we thank the relatives, friends who keep coming to see him. They have been very supportive. Everyone around that we run to has come to us, our rescue. People have really contributed. With him, even if you ask him like today, he knows that if he goes to India and we have this transplant, he will be fine. And we also have the same faith.
We believe God can do miracles. We didn't know we could reach this far. Because when they told us the cost of dialysis, we were all fearing, because it was $500 a week. So, but by God's grace, we have managed. People have helped us from different corners, relatives, friends, and we believe you can even get money for transplant.
So everyone is worried about when we'll get the money and how we'll get it, because we tried, we wrote to the president, and we haven't got an answer yet. And now we went public, but nobody. We haven't got donors to facilitate.
But I'm sure they will come around. This is overly touching, and I know they will come around. And you need to be strong and tell your siblings that you will get them. And as we go through each day, filling it with as many activities as we can, disaster may strike at any time, when everything we take for granted turns into a fleeting dream. Then it's time to turn over our lives into more capable hands as our lives take on a new meaning. From hypertension, Ben Tumwine found himself fighting for his life on a dialysis machine. Ben's physician, Dr. Kalisubla, tells us how this can happen and how you can take care of your health.
To understand kidney diseases, you really have to know what the kidney does in the body. So the kidney is like the purifier of whatever comes in the body system. So when it is not able to do that work, then you get kidney disease. In brief, that is the way I can put it.
Doctor, how can these diseases be detected?
So the detection of kidney disease should actually come from the community. People should be aware of the common symptoms you've talked about, but more importantly, the doctor should be able to identify those people who are at increased risk we've talked about, and they screen them. They can do a urine test, and this can be done at almost any level of health care, and they could also do a blood test to make sure that the person does not have kidney disease, and when they do, they get treated early or they get referred early.
So in simple terms, what are the causes of these diseases?
In simple terms, the causes of kidney disease, the commonest cause is high blood pressure. And this high blood pressure is very easy to diagnose. Whenever you walk into a clinic or even in the community, make sure that the doctor takes your blood pressure and also informs you what it is. The second commonest cause is diabetes mellitus. This diabetes mellitus is a great epidemic. So it can be diagnosed through a blood test. And once the doctor does that, everyone should at least have their kidneys screened once a year, once they are diabetic. Then the people who have HIV, they should have their kidneys also screened. Then there are those other diseases for the children, like if a child has diarrhea, severe malaria, those infections. If they lose a lot of water, also someone should think about kidney disease and order those tests that screen for kidney disease.
So tell me about the climax stages of this illness.
So kidney disease, fortunately or unfortunately, occurs in stages. We have stage 1 to stage 5, and with 5 being the worst. So most of the people who present, when you get symptoms, you begin to get symptoms when you are like in stage 3. Those would include body swelling, failure to pass urine, getting problems with thinking, altered mentation, vomiting, and a lot of those other things. So stage 5, which is also called end stage kidney disease, is the worst. It is the climax. So once someone reaches the 5th stage of this disease, it means that he either gets what we call renal replacement therapy, kidney replacement, or they die. Now, one of the ways to help is with that dialysis machine. The dialysis machine is like an external kidney, which is big. So we take the blood outside of the person who is sick and clean it using that dialysis machine to remove the toxic products and give you back the blood which is being cleared of those toxic products. So the dialysis machine is a machine that does the work that the kidney should be doing. And it's not like a treatment for malaria. You take 3 doses. Once you start on dialysis, it is for life until maybe you are able to get a kidney transplant, or until you are able to get a kidney transplant.
So doctor, what are the dietary needs and restrictions in order for one to avoid this disease?
There are general dietary restrictions, like people should not take red meat because it contains a lot of protein, and protein destroys the kidney. They should not be drinking alcohol. A lot of alcohol, it can also interfere with the kidney. And then they should eat more vegetables and then more fruits, depending on the stage. You remember we talked about the 5 stages. If someone is in the 5th stages, you also actually restrict the fruits they take because of some source that might cause a problem. So it should be tailored on the patient condition, really, the diet.
Can this disease heal?
It depends on what type of kidney disease you have. Kidney disease is divided into the acute form and the chronic form. So the acute form, which usually we really want to advocate, every clinician should at least make this diagnosis early. Like if a child has severe diarrhea, they get vomiting and their kidneys shut down. Those kidneys can be saved within 10 to 14 days. If a pregnant woman goes to deliver and loses a lot of blood and their kidneys temporarily shut down, those kidneys can actually be saved if early intervention is put in place. But once these chronic diseases we've talked about above increase, like diabetes, hypertension, and they injure the kidney slowly, then there is no turning back point. Usually that is not curable, and you just have to either get hemodialysis or get a new kidney. Everyone should know that every one of us is at risk of getting kidney disease. Sometimes it's through an accident, sometimes it's through what we eat. So one of the important things is to have a screen at least once in 2 years. You go and visit a doctor and you ask them about your kidneys and how they are doing. The transplant is like the golden treatment of kidney disease, especially when you have kidney failure, like we said, you are in stage 5. Transplant, usually everyone has 2 kidneys, and I think God did that on purpose. So a person who gets well screened can donate one of their kidneys and still live a normal life. But the people who donate their kidneys should be screened before they are able to do that, and preferably they should be related to the person who is going to receive the kidneys, because their genetic makeup would be closer, and the risk of what we call rejection, another person rejecting your kidney, would be reduced if this person is related.
Thank you very much, Doctor, for your ultimate education, and we thank you for the passion with which you handle our patients. God bless you.
Thank you very much.
When a family is tested, it's only a genuine bond that can hold it together. It is evident that the family of Ben Tumwine is stuck together through this trying time, and it is commendable. Ben needs 80 million Uganda shillings for an operation to recover. You and I can save another life today. It doesn't matter how big or how small you can give. When it comes to saving a life, anything counts. That was it on Life Stories. I'm Justine. Till next time, take care.